So, uh, last time when we spoke on Saturday, I think it was more on what a network is, how networks look like. I have removed the annotations so that life is easier, but then, yeah, they again continue to be the same. What we see in real life and what is actually behind. So, that's that. And then the types of network what we have heard about in our lives, telecom and IT and data center. But the real type of networks that are LANs and MANs and WANs and PANs. And each of them have like an IT network or a state or city network or an India-based, country-based network. And then PANs are like the basic connectivities that we use using Bluetooth and infrared kind of technologies. Quickly going through, and then but there are a few more which I had named campus networks, which are a combination of multiple LANs within one campus, and then data center network, which is much larger than an LAN, but it's an aggregator of multiple LANs from multiple locations into one central location. That location can be a building or two buildings. And we have explained, some of the examples we had added. I think, NetMagic, Yota, Control-S, and probably a couple of more, data center companies that we had written out. STT Telemedia or whatever. And then, we also spoke about what is what cloud is cloud a network, right? And then we saw that there are these different types of cloud companies that exist in the world. But are they purely a network? The answer was a literal no, saying that cloud is nothing but a computer. A computer has an operating system in the name of a software and hardware as such, which has the CPU, the keyboards, the screens, and so many things. Similarly, a cloud is a combination of hardware platforms and software platforms. Software platforms are built by these five companies that you see. So they are basically software companies. And then hardware platforms again go back to the similar hardware manufacturers like say an HP or a Huawei or a Dell or a Lenovo or a, Cisco, or all these companies actually manufacture hardware. So a cloud is a combination of uh, while we say AWS cloud, but these guys just make platforms and software platforms which reside or which run on bigger hardware platforms made by manufacturers deployed by data center companies, which we saw on the previous slide. How do we connect networks? Some medium of transmission, what we spoke about, air, water, or whatever. We defined what transmission media is, cables or waves, and whichever form it is, wired and wireless. So again, in types of what type of communication happens, we spoke about wired and wireless, and I had double clicked on wired, where we have two types of copper-based technologies and one type of fiber-based technologies. Copper is an older technology. Fiber is a newer technology. Of course, light rays are used in optical fiber, because of which you can have higher resiliency and all types of capacities. Okay, and then okay, I think that's where we had stopped. This is where we had stopped. And then I had just shown an enterprise network for you guys to think over for the future. So in the upcoming next 2-3 sessions, we will go to that slide also. Now, today's agenda. Okay, I'll take it. So we move to the next slide. Again, I go back to the same slide that we had before, where this is done and this is what we will try and understand. Okay, wireless, we all know wireless in terms of maybe Bluetooth somewhere where we use to connect between laptops or mobile phones, or even Wi-Fi that we use at home, or any other wireless that you would have come across in your careers or in your lives. I'll just go very, very slow so that you can start correlating things that you go in or come across in your day-to-day life. So wireless, like I had mentioned here, wireless is also known as unguided. It is also known as unbound. Wireless is also known as unbound because it is not bound, binded by any hardware or any cable. So that's why it's called unbound. Now, this is the most simplest word that we have come across whenever we talk about wireless. We use our radio in our car or at home. We run to a frequency 93.5 red FM or 91.4 FM or whatever. So we use a lot of frequency in our radios that we have in our cars or home, whatever. So this is a very famous used term. We all understand. Those who are engineers who also will understand that 1 by time is equal to frequency or 1 by frequency is equal to time. And I don't want to go there. Considering nobody is an engineer, we are just trying to go with basics. So frequency. In simple English, how frequent do you go to office? What is your frequency to go to office? That's how the word has derived from frequent. So if I'm going to office daily, it is 1 time a day. So the answer is 1 out of 1. Frequency is once a day. So that's how frequency starts. But it is also interpreted in terms of the time variation. That's why it's called 1 by time, which is why it is used in radios and other amplitude modulation communication, AM or which we use for televisions and other stuff. So I'll double click more. I'll go more detail and then you will get more clarity. But I'm going with word by word so that you can correlate. The next simple, easier word that we have come across in our lives are waves. Right? So the moment we use the word wave, people in Mumbai will probably first think of the waves in the ocean. People in Delhi might still think about the waves in the ocean, but yeah, I mean, this is the thing that comes to our mind. So why am I using the word frequency and why am I using the word waves when wireless communication topic comes out? So the basics of wireless actually starts from waves. And how? Let me give you an example. Okay, question. You think of, good, heat wave, very good. I don't want to use the word, but let me type the word. It has two different meanings. It has a different meaning in English. It has a different meaning in our own Hindi. So that's the heat wave. Thank you, Pulkit. All right, so wave. Now, let me minimize this. I'm going to show you one simple example. Okay, you see this diagram. You take a small stone or a pebble and you drop on water. It causes waves. Okay, and as much as the distance increases, the height of the waves becomes smaller. Right. So if you see now, I'm going to draw something here. You see here the height of the wave in the middle. This is the point of impact. The height of the wave is high. As and when you go further from here to here to here to here to here, the height decreases. But please note, always the wavelength, one wave from here to here, or from here to here, or from here to here, this is the wavelength. That does not increase. The wavelength remains the same. However, the amplitude of the wave or the height of the wave actually continues to decrease as and when the distances increase. So that's, in simple words, how waves die away at a distance. That's the same how radio waves work. That's the same how water waves work. Okay, so पानी के ऊपर एक पत्थर डाल दो और आपको जो waves दिख रही है, वैसे ही रेडियो वेव्स भी काम करती हैं. ज्यादा डिस्टेंस पे वेव्स धीरे धीरे डिटीरिएट करती हैं और छोटी हो जाती हैं. And that is why I go back to the word of frequency. Frequency is nothing but number of waves per second. पानी है तो पानी के waves हैं, air है तो air के waves हैं. So that's how frequency is. So number of times you go to office, frequency, number of waves per second. Number of times you go to office in a day, it is 1. Number of times you go to office in 30 days, probably 22, in terms of working days. So 22 out of 30 is your frequency. So that's how frequency is defined. So frequency and waves are simple English words which we know. We try to correlate with what we see as waves in the ocean or in a tank or in a river when you throw a stone, how waves are created and how they deteriorate in terms of their amplitude, or in simple English, their height. But the wavelength remains the same always. It is something which you have not noticed. It's difficult to notice on water also. Wavelengths remain the same. Okay, I know that this red line seems to be a little longer, and this seems to be smaller, and this seems to be a little longer, but don't worry, all of them are the same length. Okay, I'll pause. Okay, I'll again stop, and feel free to ask me questions, or if you have understood, just say yes, I have a yes, and if you've not understood, ask me questions, please. I'm pausing right now. If you've understood, then okay. Pulkit says yes. Okay. Anyone has any other questions on this, or frequency and waves? Simple English? Understood? Excellent. चिराग, वाई का मतलब क्यों या फिर yes? Okay, good. All right. Excellent. So now we have understood what frequency is, right? Number of waves per second. We'll go with that line. That's it. You just need to remember frequency is how frequent the waves occur. Per second है, per minute है, per month है, per year है, is just the granularity. जैसे हो गया 500 meters per second हो गया, या 50 kilometers per second हो गया, या 30 miles per second हो गया. Doesn't matter. They are just interpreted in different granularity, but it's the same thing. All right. So now that we know what is a wave, we'll go to the next slide. Types of waves: mechanical waves, electromagnetic waves. Mechanical waves require a medium. Why they require a medium? Because they don't have energy. So they need some medium to carry them. Let's assume mechanical wave is a dead man and an electromagnetic wave is a living man. A dead man needs to be carried by somebody else, by someone else. They need a medium to be carried. A living man, and I'll explain why electromagnetic waves are known as living man. We'll come to that. But a living man can walk by himself. He doesn't require a medium, someone to pick him up and go to different places. So mechanical waves require a medium. For example, sound is a mechanical wave, and it needs something like an air. Even in water, sound travels, a little lesser, but travels. So air or water kind of medium are required for sound waves to travel. Light, on the other hand, travels in space. It doesn't need any medium. How does it do it? So we'll come to that why light is an electromagnetic wave and how it can travel without a medium, how it can travel through space. We'll come to that. But this slide is just in simple English showing you definitions of types of waves. Mechanical waves like sound, which require medium. Electromagnetic waves which don't require a medium, they can just travel through empty space, something like a light. We know that light travels from sun to earth via space, and there is no medium that it is using to carry, right? So okay, now we go to the next one. We have detailed waves, mechanical waves and electromagnetic waves, like we had defined. They require medium, they don't require medium. Types of mechanical waves: longitudinal waves, example sound waves; transverse waves, example water waves. I don't want to go beyond this because beyond this is irrelevant for us. We need to focus on this because this is what we'll be working on. So we'll stay with electromagnetic waves. But just to differentiate, when you put a stone in water, this is what you create, water waves. When you shout, when you talk, right now what I'm doing, I'm creating sound waves. It's traveling through air to the laptop mic, and then through the electromagnetic, not electromagnetic, through the wired medium from my laptop, connected via again a wireless medium of Wi-Fi going to Geo Fiber, again fiber medium till your residence, and then जहाँ से आपके घर पे वापस Wi-Fi आ गया, तो wired and wireless are mixed. This combination of both of them are used for my voice to reach to you. But we'll not go there in deep. We'll stick to electromagnetic waves. Since they do not need a medium, I still have to explain you why they do not need a medium. how they can travel by themselves, how they are a living man. We'll come to that. Okay. Double clicking a little bit, light waves, microwaves, infrared, X-rays, ultraviolet, radio waves. We will talk about all of them. And I'm going to the next slide talking about these only in an elaborate manner. So I'm trying to keep the word after this slide deck. My next slide deck will only mention something called electromagnetic. That's it. Okay. So we'll start one by one. Electromagnetic waves are created because of vibrations between an electric field and a magnetic field. We all know that the earth itself is a magnetic field, right? Earth has a north pole and a south pole. Like magnets have, opposite sides. So earth is a magnet by itself. So there is a magnetic field around the earth, which we all know. Or if you don't know, I'll take a pause. You want me to ask something here, please ask. Because I'll not go to the next words until you are clear that, for example, you have two hands and you rub your two hands, you have created heat energy. ये पुलकित वाला heat wave पैदा हो गया. You've created a heat wave around those hands, and you feel that heat in your hand itself. So similar vibrations of between electric and magnetic fields create electromagnetic waves. Again, I'll repeat: when you rub your hands, you create heat. So you've created energy. Similarly, so again, this heat energy, when you rub two hands, right, can also be converted into different forms. So in simple science in 6th, 7th, 8th standard of our schools, we have studied that energy never dies. It just transforms from one form to another form. Heat energy into kinetic energy into mechanical energy, all these things. You don't need to be an engineer to know that. Like when you use two stones and rub them off, it creates a spark, because of which you can light up a fire. So you're forming heat energy, after which you're forming a fire which also has heat as well as light energy. So you're changing forms of energy, right? Similarly, here when like the earth is a magnetic field and there are a lot of electric fields surrounding it, surrounding the earth, surrounding us. Any vibrations between two fields which are invisible to our eyes, waves are invisible. The only thing visible to us is visible light coming from the sun. No other types of waves are visible to us. So I'll also talk about visible light at some point of time during this slide deck, don't worry. So coming back, there are different electric fields, magnetic fields that exist, and when there are vibrations between them, electromagnetic waves are created. Ouch. Then comes electromagnetic spectrum. What is this? When there are waves, what is known as spectrum? Spectrum is basically, you can imagine in your mind, spectrum is a book that has details about all the waves. एक वेव कौन सी फ्रीक्वेंसी पे चलता है, उसका वेव लेंथ क्या है, उसमें एनर्जी कितनी है. So the only thing that you have heard about in your, in some people have heard about in your life is spectrum auctions, 2G spectrum auctions, 3G spectrum auctions, 4G spectrum auctions. इस spectrum auction में होता क्या है? So we use, when we use the radio in our cars and in our homes, we have 91.4 or 93.5 with Red FM, 98.7 with somebody else. These are all companies who have acquired that frequency. 98.3 is with some FM station company, so that they transmit only in that frequency, and that's what you hear. Similarly, different frequencies, not 91, 93, 95, but 950, 1800, 2100 megahertz, 2500 megahertz, 2300 megahertz. These are the frequencies these telecom companies try to acquire using spectrum auctions, so that their networks can work on those frequencies. So I'll take a pause because मैं थोड़ा सा fast हूँ. I'll take a pause and I'll ask you guys, did you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, I get a yes from Suchi. Rajiv, Vivek. Okay, Chirag, excellent. 4 yeses. I'll stick with 4 yeses and then I'll move on. I'll not wait for the 5th yes. All right. So electromagnetic spectrum is nothing but imaginary book which has the range of all types of frequencies. What are the wavelengths? Wavelength हमने पहले देखा था जब पानी का बूंद गिरता है, when the water drop, I mean sorry, एक पत्थर पानी पे जब गिरता है तो waves form होती है. Wavelength जो है वो constant होती है. The height reduces with distance. The length of the wave remains the same. So that is that wavelength. And every wave, if you put a 10 kg rock on water, the wave size will be different. The wavelength will be big. But if you put a small stone in water, the waves will be smaller. The wavelength will be smaller. So that's why every specific wave has every specific part of the spectrum has specific defined wavelengths. The heights reduce, but wavelengths continue to be the same. And so the book contains details of the frequencies. We understand what frequency is. We'll stick with the radio frequency that we use in radio FM radio, 91.6, 91.4, 98.3, 93.5. We'll stick with that. Wavelengths, we have understood that the length of the wave doesn't vary. And then energy, their photon energies. Forget the word photon, their energies. When you throw water, when you throw stone on water, is there energy produced? Yes. Kinetic energy from your hand while throwing the stone on the water has converted into hydro energy. For example, when you have a dam, water just falls from up to down and then rotates the turbine, and the turbine creates electric energy. Again, kinetic energy of the water converted into electrical energy that is used as electricity at home. So photon word ko bhul jaiye. Photon means light in simple English. So light energies, because this is spectrum and they have to travel. So there is light energy, and because they contain their own energies, they travel. They are not dead waves like radio waves. They are living waves like electromagnetic waves, or just because they have energies, they travel by themselves. The other ones are dead. They need a medium for them to carry. These waves do not need a medium for them to carry because they carry their own energies. Energy in any form converted into light energy to travel. When it is what is a photon? Photon is a light. It's simple light energy, or the smallest form of light, the most granular form of light. So it is an energy particle. Travels. I think I went a little faster, so I'll slow down. Try not to remember the word photon. Spectrum is a virtual book, imaginary book, which has frequency details, wavelength details, and energy details. I'll go to the next step. Radiations. This is another word that we all have heard. Radiations. Types of radiations. ये हमने पिछले slide में देखा था. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma ray. All these we have come across or heard in our lives, right? We've heard radio waves, जो हमारे एयर में कैरी होके आते हैं. Microwaves, दो तरह के microwave होते हैं, but both are using the same kind of frequencies. Infrared, we know, uses light to connect between two places. Visible light, which we all see from the sun. Ultraviolet, little beyond, जिसके लिए कुछ glasses भी लग सकते हैं. X-rays, we all know X-rays, and then gamma rays. Now, I'm sure most people would have seen the movie Avengers, or the the group of the Avengers movie, the Marvel's 22 movies. And there's a character called Hulk, and that guy is green because he was affected by gamma rays. So a normal human being converted into a monster, a green monster, because gamma rays affected him. Even in the last movie, when he was doing the flip of his fingers, he took the heat on him. He said probably it's gamma and it will going to affect him. So gamma rays are harmful to the body. That's why it converted him from a normal man to a green man. Well, that's in the movie, but that's how facts are. Gamma rays affect the human body or the brain. DNA problems create karte hain. X-rays, they affect a little bit, and that's why we take very less X-rays in our lifetimes. The others normally don't affect so much. They affect very, very less. So I'll now open a table right in this slide, which will show you, the electromagnetic spectrum that we have known till date. Now, if you see from below, extremely low frequency, super low frequency, ultra low frequency, very low, low, medium, high, very high, ultra high, super high, extremely high, far infrared, mid infrared, near infrared, NUV, near ultraviolet, visible. This is where the sunlight is visible to our eyes. Extreme ultraviolet, soft, hard, and then X-rays, soft and hard, and then gamma rays. We use soft X-rays on our body when we do scanning. Sorry, this is what we use when we do scanning, X-ray scans that we do. This is what the sunlight is, that is visible to our eyes. You probably have heard about, maybe आपने ये सुना होगा, कहीं पढ़ा होगा, ultra high frequency, somewhere you would have, some people would have, come across in your lives. So now I'll take a pause, and again I want to see if anybody has any questions or any crazy thoughts or anything around it. Or if you're okay, then give me yeses. Okay, I have a yes from Yashasvi, Suchi, Rajiv, Vaibhavi, Vivek. Wow, I got 5 yeses. Okay, all right. So, this slide primarily explains you what's an electromagnetic wave. It's a wave caused because of vibrations. Vibrations mean somehow they create energy. And that's why electromagnetic spectrum is a virtual book that consists of the range of frequencies. So basically, this is the electromagnetic spectrum table. It has frequency, wavelength, and the energy of each of them. Of course, the energies are very high in gamma rays. So that's why you see they affect our human body a lot. Otherwise, okay, MeV is million electron volts, kilo electron volts, milli electron volts, micro electron volts, nano electron volts, and pico electron volts. Pico, nano, micro, milli, electron volts, kilo, and mega. Different types of, that's the granularity. I think you've given me a yes, so I'll move to the next slide. I'll give you a little more clarity. This is not too much info, but this will be very easy for everybody to understand. Radio waves are omnidirectional. What is omnidirectional? One directional. Like, for example, Tata Sky or our own, radios, FM channels. The satellite sitting above, which is about 22,500 kilometers above our heads. That's the orbit where all satellites sit. That's also known as the geosynchronous orbit. So surrounding the Earth. So if you have Earth like this, right, you can virtually think that there is an orbit around the Earth. This distance is 22,500 kilometers, and all satellites are positioned in this orbit only. Okay, so when you when you use a radio station or a Tata Sky or something like that, there is a satellite here that actually transmits completely to one area. There is no acknowledgement back from the receiver that I have received it. It just transmits. Whether you get a signal or not, it's your problem. It just transmits in the whole area. That is omnidirectional. One directional. The other guy does not acknowledge that he has received anything. He does not say, tell back to the satellite that I have received your signal. Satellite just emits. That's why when you travel in your car across the city, you still get your FM 98.3. Because the signal is coming from a satellite above you across a distance of 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 kilometers. This could be 50 to 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers, whatever that range is. For example, if you are in Delhi, for example, you get some in 98.3 FM, you will still get it in Gurgaon. But when you go towards Manesar or even towards Jaipur, then that signal starts fading away, and then probably जयपुर का जो कोई FM चैनल होगा वहाँ पे वो 50-60 किलोमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे जो दूसरा सैटेलाइट फायर कर रहा होगा वहाँ पे वो मिल रहा होगा, मे बी 98.3 the same one but in a different city, different satellite is sending out different songs or different information. I'll take a pause because I went a little deeper, so to ask you if you have any questions or are you clear on what omnidirectional is. Every time I take a pause, I request you can send me a yes. Okay, I'm seeing yeses. Simple English, simple science, simple mathematics, omnidirectional waves. Now we'll move to next. Microwaves. Microwaves are directional and line of sight based. There are two types of microwave that we know. One that sits at home and one that, there are two messages. Music quality remains poor on FM as compared to YouTube. Okay. So like I said, wired communication versus wireless communication. आज भी पुराना टेलीफोन लाइन घर पे लेके आप कान में रखो उससे ज्यादा क्लैरिटी आवाज नहीं आती है. Landlines still have more clarity than smartphones or wireless phones. So you are right, Dheeraj. I agree. You run YouTube on 2G networks, you will see that FM is better than YouTube. Just that you're lucky to have 3G and 4G networks. So today we are talking FM is poor. But FM existed even before 2G, 3G, 4G came or data networks came. So FM is the old source. Anyway, that's not the topic here, but yeah, good point. So microwaves are more based on line of sight. Basically, if there is a sender and there is a receiver, right? In this case also, this is a sender, there's a receiver, but the receiver does not acknowledge back. But in microwaves, there is an acknowledgement given back that I have received the signal. So basically, there are two simple words called TX and RX. Don't think that this RX is what the doctor writes on his prescription. That is different. TX stands for transmit, RX stands for receive. So this guy transmits and this guy receives the information. This guy transmits back the acknowledgement that I have received it. And this guy says, okay, thanks for the acknowledgement. I have received the acknowledgement. That's why, this is how communication is formed in directional communication. You can also call it bidirectional, but then, direction is also multi-directional. Like I think in the previous slide session, somebody was asking me PTP या PMP आप discuss करेंगे क्या? We will discuss at some point of time. But as of what I'll not talk about them now. I'll rub them as of now. Okay. So microwaves are directional. Line of sight means there cannot be a building in between. They cannot penetrate through walls. While radio waves penetrate through walls also, unless and until the walls are extremely thicker. For example, you're sitting in your room, closed in all directions, but you can still hear some sort of FM. So, without a direct line of sight means you can say an eye-to-eye contact, a point-to-point contact is required for microwaves, but it is not required for radio waves, which are omnidirectional. They just transmit and let it be. I'll take a pause again. I know I'm taking multiple pauses, but then I want to make sure everybody is on the same page. Understood? I think people have not understood, I guess. Should I? Okay, understood. All right. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Now in microwave, there are two types of microwaves. One is terrestrial, one is satellite. What is this? What is the difference? Now let me explain. Some people might understand that microwave is a technology that we use at home, and two for heating our stuff. That also uses the same frequencies, but we'll not talk about those microwaves. When you go to when you travel across your city, right, you will see some buildings or some towers over which you will see some round antennas and some vertical antennas, you know, vertical long antennas rather. Let me rub them. Some long vertical antennas and some round antennas, right? These vertical antennas are the ones that provide signal to our mobile phones. Okay, they are called RF antennas, but we'll not talk about them now. These round antennas that you might have seen, I'm sure everybody would have seen a mobile tower and you would have seen round and vertical antennas. The round antennas are the ones that connect with a pencil beam line of sight. I'll go back to line of sight. Pencil beam line of sight with another microwave antenna connected in another tower in another location. So when these two towers are not connected by fiber in the ground, how does this? Let's say this is in a hill station, say Mahabaleshwar, and there's only one tower there. How does this guy get traffic, or this guy get capacity, or its speeds? It is connected to some tower in Mumbai or Pune, which connects on this microwave connectivity, and then this microwave goes down. Oh, sorry. This microwave takes that capacity downwards to some equipment. That equipment comes out and gives to this vertical or rectangular shaped antennas, which actually give signals to our mobile phone users. I'm sorry, this is a small whiteboard, so इतना ही मैं कर सकता हूँ. अगर बड़ा whiteboard होता तो मैं और डिटेल में कर सकता था. But terrestrial microwave is nothing but those round antennas. That's not just the solution. The antennas behind them have something called a radio, which converts signals from wireless signals to wired signals, or wired signals, and then that radio actually connects via cable to equipment inside the tower. So basically, these round antennas are the ones which are used for terrestrial microwave applications. The other type of microwave is satellite microwave, which we all know that there is a satellite sitting somewhere 22,500 kilometers above in an orbit that is actually transmitting downwards. Now, I did mention to you that omnidirectional are also examples of satellite waves like FM, AM, and all that. Then what is this? Okay, interesting point. Now, let's say I'm sure you must have. Let me go back to the Marvel's movies, Avengers, or any other English movies or Hindi movies that you would have seen in your life. You would have seen that there is some satellite sitting in space, and suddenly it sends down a pencil beam like a laser, and does an explosion. Right? It does an explosion. Now, these are the types of applications that satellites do using satellite microwave. This is one of the examples. There are many examples, even more easier, but more technical. So I'm trying to give you a visualized view that when you see some thin pencil beam coming from a satellite to some specific point, to make an explosion or some thin connectivity, those are line of sight based satellite connectivities. I think satellite के दो usages हैं, omnidirectional as well as directional. I'll again take a pause and check if people have actually got it. Guys, trying to connect with Marvel's movies so that you can visualize it. Do I take some yeses? Okay, 1, 2. Vivek, your question of where internet gets connected, where it doesn't get connected, कहाँ use होता है, वो question अभी भी है, वो आज के slide में भी नहीं होगा, वो third या fourth slide deck में होगा. So you have to have that patience, Vivek. Vivek, आपने पूछा था ना, Vivek Pathak? Yes, good. Okay. All right. Now we go further. I'll minimize this. And then comes infrared. We all know infrared. It's still an older technology, but still used in some places. In fact, uh, does anybody know the simplest infrared item that we use? Does anybody know? Can anybody answer? Day to day मोबाइल पहले यूज करता था, आज नहीं करता इंफ्रारेड. Yeah, awesome. Remote. Again, infrared is also line of sight based because it's so simple that you have to keep your remote in front of the TV. That the TV sensor and the remote talk to each other using light. There is a line of sight between both of them. And if you stand in between, like, I fight with my wife and I stand in front of the remote TV that I'll not let you change the channel, she cannot change the channel. It's so simple. So needs to be a line of sight. If there is, no line of sight, cannot work. So infrared is the simplest form of short distance line of sight based communication, purely based on light, and it needs to have line of sight. So yes, TV remote is the simplest one which we use every single day. Some mobiles have infrared feature, but I think today's world, most smartphones have let go of infrared feature because it is power consuming, and also it is low distances. But there are better technologies like Bluetooth or hotspots and all these things. But yes, if there is a phone which has infrared, it can be programmed or used to even control televisions or like a remote. So I'll move on further. Okay. So applications. जो spectrum मैंने बताया था, low frequency to high frequency, we saw in that table extremely low frequency till gamma rays, right? So which kind of products use which kind of frequencies? This is a very simple picture of how frequencies are used. Wavelengths remain the same. Always put it in your mind. Wavelengths remain the same in the spectrum. So non-ionizing, you can see almost harmless. Ionizing, as and when we go further, they are a bit harmful. अपने सेल लेवल तक, अपने DNA लेवल तक डैमेज कर सकता है. For example, radioactive waste or gamma rays, they also sit here. Gamma rays also sit here. That's why we don't use X-rays very often, because we know too much use of X-ray is actually harmful to the body. Ultraviolet radiation is also harmful to the body, but then some people do take those ultraviolet baths. Some people who have weaker immune system, they try to increase the energy in the body by getting ultraviolet radiations onto them. So that's a different story altogether. But yes, it is still a little bit harmful. Visible light, almost less harmful. Infrared, little bit less harmful. Microwave, lesser than that. Cell phones, yes, we know there are some radiation numbers also defined in categories called the SAR. Most mobile phones will have now a SAR rating. If the rating exceeds some specific number of, I don't know if it is 1.5 or whatever, or 3.5 or whatever, then it is a little bit harmful. So most mobile phone companies have to comply to these SAR ratings. And then TV and radio waves or power lines, which are like near hardly any harmful. So this is the range of devices. So now a television or a radio wave or data sky kind of thing is least harmful, and X-rays are the most harmful in our day-to-day applications. The last two ones don't fall into our day-to-day applications, the extreme ones, but TV to X-ray, you can see lowest to highest possible damage to humans, harmfulness to humans. So I've been keeping these slide decks as electromagnetic, because electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic spectrum, all these words come into picture. So like I told you, this is just, again, you can visualize this as a book that defines higher energy on the right side, so harmful; lower energy on the left side, so less harmful. So the book in the mind actually creates a very clear picture of this. Again, I'll take a pause and ask for any questions, or I can take some yeses to carry forward. Okay, 1 yes, 2 yeses, 3 yeses. Okay, excellent. All right, now we move. Now, I think we have done enough of wireless. And I wanted, because I've split my slide deck into 4 sessions, so I'm doing it in more detailed way. We will stop wireless as of now. So now you can visualize in your minds this one picture itself. It is enough to visualize what is more harmful and what is less harmful. So I'll drop wireless at this, because we as an organization primarily work more on wired technologies than wireless technologies. This session was just to make you understand types of communication में wired भी होता है, wireless भी होता है, और wireless हमने काफी हद तक समझ लिया है. Now we go back to one slide that we had studied in the previous session, and that is this. We all had gone through this before. I think it was my 3rd or 4th or 5th slide deck in the previous session. Now, networks. So we have seen, I'm not going to explain more. My next slide will actually start giving you answers, but I want to bring you back to wired communication and networking, so that then we can continue from there. So we'll come back to networks. Now we again visualize office IT networks, state networks, citywide networks, countrywide networks, different types of networks. And we already know how they get connected. So we're not going to talk how they get connected. How are they implemented? How are they deployed? What are the types of deployment? For example, Delhi to Mumbai, we have to connect. How do you connect? What are the types of connectivity? Because this is something which you will have from now onwards, real use cases, real applications of the products that we sell start. हम जैसे आपको पता है हम Huawei बेचते हैं, हम Dell बेचते हैं, या हम Pulse Secure बेचते हैं, Alibaba Cloud बेचते हैं. जो भी हम चीजें बेचते हैं हार्डवेयर और मेजरली हार्डवेयर लिविंग अलीबाबा क्लाउड, उनके एप्लीकेशंस कैसे शुरू होंगे, उनके एप्लीकेशंस तो हम अगले स्लाइड में अगले सेशन में देखेंगे, बट you will start correlating why they are deployed, how they are deployed. Now we'll talk about how these networks are deployed. I apologize for the spelling mistake. How are these networks deployed rather than network deployed? So these are the types of topologies: mesh, star, bus, ring, and hybrid. You may find these words a little difficult to digest. One second. You may find these words a little difficult to digest. I'm not going to read out definitions of what a mesh topology is, or a bus, or a hybrid is. I'm going to give you some visualized views so that you can start imagining in your own way what a mesh or a star or a bus or a ring or hybrid is. I'll go one by one. Mesh. In mesh, the simple way is that if you have one location connecting to another location, then to here, then to here, then to here, and then suddenly another crisscross here, let me add more. Let's say there is another connectivity from here to here. Let's say there is another connectivity from here to here. In simple English, MESH mesh is almost equivalent to MESS mess. It is just an organized mess. Mesh is nothing but an organized mess. Anything connecting anywhere, doesn't matter, but it is still known and it is not messy. It looks messy, but it is not messy. It is organized mess. It's called a mesh topology. It is the most, the most easiest mesh topology that I have known in my career is BSNL MTNL. They have connected any location to any other location in any way they have wanted to. So, mesh topology is an organized mess in simple English. Okay. Then star. What's a star? Star is like, that's a star. So I'm purposefully not talking much about it. I'm just trying to show you, how topologies look like. Star topology. You can visualize this as a star itself. Okay. I'll move further, and we'll come back again when I finish these 5 topologies. Bus topology. Let's say I send 1 Gbps of data. Oh, sorry, my bad. Wrong word. Let's say I sent 1 GB of data. Data goes here. This guy needs 200 of that. Drops minus 200. So the remaining is 800. It goes further. Here this guy is adding back 150. So the total is 150. This guy again drops 300. So the total is 650. So it's like bus going from a location A to Z location, in which B, C, D, Y tak, there are different stops where you add and drop. Similar to people, getting down or people getting in. Here traffic is getting down or getting added up. Or at the same point, you can have at the same point, let's say in this client, it has given 100, but it already had some info, so it has given back 200. Like just in a bus where people get down and get up, get in. Similarly, bus topology has that formation. You can visualize this as a bus going from A location to Z location, and it has multiple 24 stops in between. Just for example, ring topology. Very simple. It's something that most of us wear in our hands. Ring topology. I don't have to explain this any further. There are disadvantages and advantages of each type of topology, but this is one of the simplest and the safest form of deployments. I will explain why. Okay, this is another type of topology. You can visualize it by yourself. And then hybrid. Hybrid is having like a star here, a ring here, and something like a bus here, bus/star here, mix of bus/star here. So, hybrid is a combination of them. So I'll go back now to ring and bus and star and mesh and topologies. I'll explain you, like I told you, a ring is the safest and the simplest form, right? Now let me draw something to you so that you will correlate this. We're talking about ring here. There is Delhi here. There is Mumbai here. Okay. Now I have laid fiber cable from Mumbai to Delhi. And Mumbai is the one that is connected to the outside world, to the internet via the undersea cable and going throughout the world, and blah 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 blah. I'll just leave it open. Now, if there is a fiber cut, that you must have seen on the road sometimes fibers are cut and people are sitting with trucks or tempos or trying to connect back the fiber. If there is a cut on the road or any fiber cut, communication is lost. So what you try to do is you actually try to keep a redundant path or protection paths. Don't think this is a triangle topology. This is also a ring topology. I've just driven it as straight lines, but this is also a ring topology. This is one part of the ring. This is one location of the ring. This is one of the location of the ring. So if there is a fiber cut here, traffic that needs to go from Delhi to Mumbai goes via Kolkata to Mumbai. But the traffic is not affected. So there are defined topologies where direction A, direction B. If A direction, it is not transmitting, because this is dual transmission. So when this location Mumbai is not acknowledging back to Delhi that any traffic is reaching, then it starts sending it to this location and then comes back here. So this is one of the safest form of deployments that we see, but majorly in large networks. Now, how is this? What you see here, let me show you. This is nothing but a campus area network. In a beautiful way, if you see, there is probably a hospital, there is probably an office, there is probably a museum, there is a factory, all within one campus. and there is a internet gateway point, or there's another internet gateway point. What this shows you is more of a campus network. While we will study about campus networks, the kinds of equipments at a later stage, I'm just trying to show you a mesh is anything connected to anywhere, somehow trying to have redundancy for everything. Or redundancy means contingency or protection for everything, protection path for everything. This is our offices are mostly using this topology. This is the same switch which Mr. Dheeraj Bisht takes care of, right? And these are our devices, our desktops or laptops. Some server is lying somewhere, and some workstation is connected somewhere, whatever. This is some sort of a switch that connects all of them. If you remember in my Office IT network, which we spoke about in our previous slide deck, in the last session, this is something similar to that. So each topology is applicable to different use cases. Bus topology is another use case. You can imagine this as connectivity between, let's say McDonald's, right? McDonald's in Gurgaon, they have one McDonald's office. In Maipalpur, they have one McDonald's office. In say, I don't know. I mean, Noida, there is a McDonald's office, or in Ghaziabad, there is a McDonald's office. Now, all of these locations are connected in bus topology, where traffic gets added and dropped, added and dropped, added and dropped, added and dropped. This is not within a campus, so it's not a campus network. However, this bus topology can also be part of a bigger ring topology. If you see from a bigger ring point of view, it is a ring. If you visualize this only as 4 locations, 4 offices of McDonald's, they are connected in a bus topology, something like this. So all these are different ways of deploying. Ring I explained before, bus, star, mesh, all these, and hybrid is a mix of all of them. I'll take a pause because I know I spoke a lot about topologies. I'll take the longest possible pause and start asking you guys questions, or if you have questions, please ask me. It's not a time to give yes, it's a time to ask questions, or if no questions, then you can say yes. Which topology used in LAN connection for offices? Star. Star. Most offices have star topologies deployed. See, while I use the word topology, there are different words to use. Some people say architecture. What is the architecture? Mesh architecture, bus architecture, ring architecture. Architecture is a much more complicated word, so that's why we use the word topology. So yeah. Any questions or any clarity that you need, feel free to ask. You can call me later also, but because we have spent an hour, I'll stop today at this slide again. For food for thought for all of you, I'll end with the same slide deck that I showed you last time. This is for you to think through more and more. Now, before you know what LAN types of networks are, then you came to know what types of wired kind of connectivity, wireless kind of connectivity. Now you see what type of topologies. So you should start thinking or visualizing what are all what gets applied where. So I'll take back here. Okay, and no questions, guys. Was it so easy to understand? You can give me a yes to that at least. Where hybrid topologies are used. Okay, this is from Ali. Okay, hybrid topologies are used in large companies. Large companies. Let me give you an example. Let's take Vodafone. Let's take Airtel. Okay, Airtel has its own offices. Airtel has its telecom network, and Airtel has its own data centers. Okay, data center which which has a lot of data, and it's a big network of LANs itself. So their telecom network is deployed in a ring topology. Their offices are connected in star topologies, and their data centers are connected in this bus slash star. So large organizations use hybrid topologies. Does it answer your question, cross sales, Ali? Okay, good cross sales. So any large organization like Google, Apple, or any large organizations, they will have multiple types of topologies deployed within their networks or LANs or ITs. So that's about it. I think we are stopping here for today. We've just learned what wireless is, types of wireless, types of medium, and what types of networks are deployed. Now, when we go to our next slide deck and in the next session, we will actually start talking about more and more about what are the types of hardware that gets deployed in these topologies. And that's when it gets interesting about the kind of products. So I will not even say what type of hardware. I would rather say which type of companies make products which are relevant to these. For example, which type of companies make mainframes, which type of companies make printers, or which type of companies make routers, or which type of companies make long distance optical fiber systems, or different. So we will position different companies, different companies for different types of products, different types of deployments. Okay, so that we will do in the next slide deck, but as of now we are done for now.